Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing okay. So today I have here Z Fold 6. So this device is with me since 2 months, since its launch. It's actually a little over 2 months and I've been using this device as my primary device. So let's talk about this device, what I miss in this, and how it felt being with this device since little over 2 months. So first of all, the front screen. So it's actually I got used to it, and I got used to the point that I bought as a secondary device my iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I was unable to use that one-handedly, which is obviously makes sense because that is not supposed to be used as a one-handed device. But I'm so much used to, like, while walking I'm just typing, so my finger just go through all over the screen. That's so much convenient while walking, and is the best thing about this front screen. And I think it's the reason that Samsung has just differentiated this device from the main S series, being the fact that this device can be used like one-handedly, and this kind of play as an advantage in it. And I feel that it's much easier to use one-handedly. And yeah, so I bought actually the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I had to move to the Pro because I got so much used to because of this device. Like, I cannot use like device two-handedly. So much convenient to use the front screen, like if for quick typing, for just opening camera or whatever. It just reaches like you can just reach much of the screen here. Like, I have a small hand, so it's very useful in that case. Yeah, so one thing that I miss in this device since 2 months is that Samsung didn't include S Pen in it. Like, sometimes, like when I'm using some application to design my thumbnails for the YouTube or other multimedia stuff, or just noting down some notes, so I really miss that S Pen for this device. And I'm not saying like it's not S Pen compatible, the inner screen, but the fact that Samsung that is selling a separate case with the S Pen, which doesn't make sense to me. Because if the S Pen would have been like inside this device, so that would just make much more sense. Because if I want to use some other case, so then you won't have the function, or you cannot use the S Pen. And the cases that I've noticed for Z Fold 6 are quite hard to find in terms of they are too bulky. If they support S Pen, so they become further bulky. Like, most of the cases have like the S Pen holder inside the hinge cover. So that's the reason I went a little bit slimmer case in this case, and I didn't opted for the S Pen case. I really miss the S Pen. One more thing I miss, like the Samsung has given the ability to use the S Pen just inside screen. I'm not sure what hole is Samsung making like the front screen also compatible with the S Pen. Like, this for people who are using the S Pen case, or they are using separate S Pen or some other cases with the S Pen. So for those, like, I really miss that thing. I believe Samsung should bring that thing in the future to make the front screen to be as S Pen compatible. One more thing that I miss a lot is that Samsung, I'm not sure why they haven't included the same coating of anti-reflection coating on the front that they use for the S24 Ultra. Like, I use S24 Ultra, and that considerably reduces the reflections over the screen, and it's so much helpful in terms of viewing. That looks much nicer and richer and much darker. Like, the blacks on the S24 Ultra, that feels kind of so much black, and a deep black. So that's the thing that I really miss in this device, that Samsung could have included, because this device has been launched almost after 5 or 6 months of S24 Ultra, and I'm not sure why Samsung didn't include the anti-reflective glass for the front screen, as well as for the inside screen as well. Because once you open the screen, I feel that there's so many reflections on that, especially I think the anti-reflective coating in the inside display will be much more better and helpful in terms of that this crease that you feel it here is affected so much by reflection, like you can see on camera. Like if that would be like an anti-reflective coating inside, so that would just flush the little bit flush this crease into the anti-reflective coating. Like you guys can see, like I don't know, many people are talking about this crease not being affected when the screen is on. Obviously that's true to some extent, but like once I just move it side to side, you can feel that crease a lot, and once you run through your finger, you feel it. So that's kind of a thing that I noted, that I don't know why Samsung didn't included this didn't included the anti-reflecting coating on it, and they are still on the 6th generation of this phone and they're unable to reduce down this crease. So yeah, other than that, this device has been great. I mean, the cameras on this device are not that bad. I was just comparing it with the S24 Ultra, and I didn't thought that is quite much behind in the real terms, unless you are just comparing it side by side. So that's not an issue for me, the camera. However, if you're looking for a flagship camera, you guys can go ahead and get a S24 Ultra, maybe wait for the S25 Ultra. Another thing I like about this device is it doesn't feel too heavy unless you're using a very bulky case. Obviously it's a very heavy device because you have like two screens on top of each other. So that's the thing, like I don't feel it much different than the S24 Ultra in my pocket. It's heavy too, and S24 Ultra also it's very heavy device. Like so it almost similar to the, in the real life, it feels very similar to what the S24 Ultra in your pocket feels, or in your hands that feels. However, this one is much more convenient to hold because of its narrower design. And I would say like Samsung could just make it a little bit wider, but I won't recommend it to be much wider, because like this device is I think the main edge of this device is the one-handed use, which is very helpful. And if you want to use the inner screen or you need a bigger screen, so you can just always go ahead and open it and that will become just a tablet. And besides that, this device has been like really snappy. Like the fingerprint never had a trouble. Like it's very snappy, it's very fast. Never I had a lag on this device. It's very much snappier. The front screen is 120 hertz, which feels really nice. The inner screen is also like 120 hertz as well, which is very snappy. So you won't feel the lag on this device. Like, so in this regard, I would just say like the software optimization and the snappiness of this device has been great since over 2 months. Never had any issues, never any app crashes. However, there are things that there are some apps that needs to be optimized for the inner screen and the front screen. Some of the apps got like optimized, but there are much more apps that needs to be optimized for the front and the inner screens on this device, which I somewhat find a little bit off. Third thing that that's concerning to me was that I don't know why Samsung is being using that 4400 mAh battery still on this device, because the battery on this device, I really don't like it. Like I must have to like charge it during a day once at least, although it's been charged like full in the morning, and but throughout the evening somewhere around I need to charge if I want to continue my day. So that's quite a drawback of this device, that Samsung has included so much versatility to this device, but yet there is no juice in it to run it through the day. So I believe like Samsung should include a bigger battery in the Z Fold 7. The inner screen is really beautiful by all means. The fingerprint scanner never gave me trouble. Like I used S24 Ultra before, and with that I had a front screen protector, and sometimes the fingerprint is a little bit finicky. So in that terms, I really like the side fingerprint sensor to be used with the power button. So that's much more helpful and much more faster. I find this one to be faster than the S24 Ultra. So yeah, so the thing is that I really love this device in a sense of its multitasking ability that it can perform. Like I can use half of the window while just I'm on a video call, and other half of the window I can use it to just uh, maybe scroll down the social media or some other stuff I can do, or I can just make it three. I can just divide this scroll screen into three, and maybe calculator. Maybe you are watching YouTube, here you're just on a video call, or maybe you're just using some other application, and you can just open as much apps you want to open on this screen, and it feels so nice. And it's the thing that it's very hard to go back once you get used to of this device, and I mean it. Like it, like the way you can multitask on this inner screen, like these are actually two phones. You feels like there are two phones you're holding. Like there's separate whole app opens up here and you separate on the right side, and it feels really nice to use it if you are a kind of a person who likes to do multitasking, or some productivity tasks you want to perform, or work related stuff you need to perform in this device. So that's quite an edge of this device, I must say. And I've been really trying to just move to some other device in a sense, but it's really hard. Maybe I will just move ahead and get the Z Fold, probably 7. Yeah, but in case like Samsung is using the same cameras still, or maybe the same battery, so probably I just retain this device because I believe now Samsung should improve the battery and the camera. These are the two things I believe that's the biggest disadvantage of this device. Camera not being that much, it's okay, it's fine, it's not that bad, it's at par with other market devices, like which are the mid-range devices. You can compare those cameras with this one, and it's still very good camera. Like I don't feel the lacking of in any sort, unless I'm just comparing with any other flagship device side by side. And one more thing I would just like to have in this device is Samsung should include the reflective coating on the front and on the inside of the screen, along with the ability to have somewhere inside that S Pen that I really miss, the S Pen. And that's what my feeling is. I've been using this device since 2 months, and yeah, so if you ask me like what thing you missed like the biggest in this device, I would say the S Pen, because this device is like made to be used with S Pen, and that's what I feel about this device since 2 months. Yeah. So yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys like the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can just hit me in the comments. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.